Movement for the survival of the Ogoni people, otherwise known as Mosop, has called on President Bola Tinubu to set up a probe panel to investigate the alleged $300 million, which is equivalent to 480 billion naira, meant for compensation and infrastructure development in Ogoni. Mosop alleged that the funds was looted by some privileged Ogoni leaders in cohorts with influential figures in Rivers State. The money was part of the proceeds from an out-of-court settlement with the NNPC and had been allocated to build infrastructure and compensate the Ogoni people to facilitate the settlement of the prolonged oil crisis in the region. President of Mosop, Fegalo Nsuke, who made the allegations in a chat in Port Harcourt on Wednesday, called the loot a genocide executed against the Ogoni people and the Niger Delta as a whole. Nsuke condemned government silence on the matter despite repeated calls for probe by various individuals and groups, noting that the only way the Nigerian government can absolve itself of blame in the loot is to initiate a probe and get the money returned to work for Ogoni. He urged President Tinubu not to be silent over the matter, saying that silence would mean a lack of commitment to resolve the Ogoni problem, emphasizing that the transformation that would have come with that money would have paved the way for an easy resolution of the Ogoni crisis. Please, let's get your thoughts on what you make of this statement, please.
That's the crisis in Ogoni land. What are the facts? They are just assuming. Mention those people. He says some of Ogoni leaders and government. Who are those leaders? The same Nsuke is not the first. It's not the first Mosop president. Mosop has been there, and we know that work is ongoing in Ogoni land. They should be talking about the takeoff of the investment and done infrastructure by the government. He said some money was looted. Who looted the money? You don't just come make public open allegation. He said some. Probably you know. Mention them. Don't come here and begin to create problems where there's no problems. Create insensitive. Begin to induce crisis in your area. As a president of the by now, we should be thinking about peace.
Well, what they are saying is that the funds has been released, but they were not used.
What I'm saying,
any of the deficit.
What he said here, some Ogoni leader. Who are those people? Is he economic in his comment? And you're calling government to do what now? Who are those? Mention them, so that government will know who to look at. Let us make a particular bed with our chest so that we don't break our limbs pushing a particular bed. You are from Ogoni, you are Mosop leader. And that Mosop is like an organization of the entire nation. And whichever I say looted, they're also part of that Ogoni Mosop. So, who are they? Mention them. If you know them, petition to EFCC. We have anti-graft that can bring all this your money. Yeah, government. Will the government begin to work on the space? Government is not spirit. It's not also kit like Anambra and Enugu. What we're saying, mention those people. Then petition them to the relevant anti-graft agency. They will take it up. That's only to investigate people. You don't just make open some people then say this and that. Right, use Mosop institution. Petition to the EFCC, ICPC, and so on and so forth. That's also people have done so certain.
But according to what Nsuke said, he said petitions has been given out over the issue of this funds, but nothing has been.
Listen, I don't know what he's saying. Some Ogoni leaders. Who are they? Who are those?
I'm referring to the part where you said they should lay complaints to.
That is what I mean now.
The
say Adewale took money. You petition me. Who knows whether he's part of it? He's not a Ogoni leader. Some Ogoni leader, what is he? He's not a Ogoni leader. Then they should hold him accountable. You don't just say things without facts, just to create problem and make unnecessary popularity.
I wanted to make a statement that I felt the government, had the plan to build the environmental.
Are they not doing something?
Yes,
they are doing something seriously in Ogoni land. Let us first part. Recently, we saw some transformers that delivered to have their own substation. People should appreciate are they the only people producing oil in Nigeria? In Rivers State, they don't produce the highest.
Has there been
they are working now, even as last week.
Started.
As I let them on. They are on. The cleaner is on. They are building. You don't hear about the university recently. They should be thinking about the take off the university. There is also medical center. The job last if you take a tour of take a media tour, you see what they are doing in Ogoni land.
So, but it seems if the government actually released this fund for a particular purpose,
You are going this thing. You don't understand what I mean.
Okay.
If they say they won in the court, and there are some Ogoni leaders, who are those leaders?
So you're saying in essence that they should be pointed out instead of just laying false allegations.
Good. That can see. You may have a case today in the court, and they say pay. They don't have paid. It's a normal thing. You see, I don't know how to use the language. You say I'm very wrong now. As a president of Mosop, we have lighting leaders. People like Lady Mita is there. Lady Day is a member of one high-ranking government agency. There are a lot of Ogoni leaders all over. There are senators. Why is he coming on air? We have senators who are from Ogoni nation. The Nezra is Ogoni man that is leading it. Name it. And his guy coming to make noise. Let him mention the people. There are leaders in Ogoni nation that are there to speak. And you are telling that they took. Who are those people? Mention their names. You use your call the ESCO in that and that Mosop. This one has taken our money. So that they invite officially to ICP and EFCC. They will look at it. So let him stop making business and non-funded
why did you say that's a business allegation?
Yeah, let us show his proof.
One of the reasons why I actually wanted us to look at this is the continuous
it's
call out
creating problem. This man is creating problem.
Is it continuous?
They should remove him. He can't problem on land. Yes. Don't put people who are not probably to carry people along into his authority.
So you think he's not doing?
He's not doing anything. It's not open, but coming to the public. Is he even going to court? Does he want to that court? Let us face this fact that you are a president of. Keep that issue. That internal mechanism to handle issues. Mosop is a long-living, enlightened organization, community-based organization. Okay, known by you and other communities. You should be able to find out who they are. Use the internal mechanism. There are leaders of thought in Ogoni land, highly placed, respected. Why not? Have you sought every other means and failed? Go back to court. Yes. If you think that's happened, go back to court. See, please, let us stop this thing so that I don't begin to create problem in Ogoni land. We are tired of crisis. We want peace. And by the grace of God, Ogoni people want peace. God is using the Nigerian government. Go there. They are doing something. It's just the truth.
Chief Wale, before we move forward, I actually wanted to point out something. I'm not on any side in this situation, but when there's a misappropriation of fund and there are cases made on them, I don't know how to put this, where you're saying that Nsuke, the coordinator of the Mosop, is making baseless, the president is making baseless accusation because he does not have his proof over such scenario, that if he actually does, he should call out names of the people that are involved in this looted situation. But now the thing is, and you said he could be one of amongst the committee of the people that the fund has been sent out to. So in that instance, if he's actually aware of whatever the situation is, why come out to make a statement over that? And then secondly, I was trying to look out at, where funds get to release oftentimes, and there's always a misappropriation of those funds. What could be that, push for that, please?
Understand me. Has the evidence, has he proved that the fund has been released? From what he's saying, it's huge. 400 something billion naira. It's not a child's play. It's not the money can pick over the counter. Let him prove that money has been released to somebody. That is a way monies are released. Monies
but this is not an individual situation like you say.
That's what I'm telling you now. People went to court. It's not him. Most of Ogoni people went to court. It's an open thing. And he said there was a judgment that they should still pay people to Ogoni people or by work or whatever thing. Let him bring evidence that that fund has been released. Funds are not just that way. That the evidence, this one has been released. Look at the documentation. Look at the that this one has been released. Then we'll begin to know who was it released to. Yes. He has no evidence. He want to ask he want to be popular. It's a simple thing.
We're not referring to the individual right now. We're not referring to the individual. This case is actually here because, you know, like I stated, it's the issue of continuous issue of misappropriation of funds.
Yeah,
when funds are being released for certain things and then they're alleged.
Misappropriation, you are now becoming complex. Who misappropriated the fund? First and foremost, look for the root. Has this money been released? And to who? The who misappropriated it. Money does not hide, for crying loud. If this money, if you come from government, you pass through the necessary steps. The Minister of Justice, the Minister of, even this is law matter, is that from the Minister of Justice, pass to the Minister of Finance, pass from Accountant General, but whatever processes, then this money is sound. They won't give you the money cash now. It will also be paid into the account or into whatever infrastructure to whoever they say. So these things have to be proved. You know the money I'm talking about? Here in your office, how do you buy fuel? It's not from the accounts. You bring receipt. They will locate for you. You take it to the petrol station and buy. The receipts are there. What I'm saying, yes, it may be alarmist. Maybe he's trying to shout. He also trying. It's a call. It's a call that government should release that money. He just played the card. He just played his kite, wanting what they will say. But as long as I believe the way things are done, is not doing the right thing. There are internal mechanisms within Mosop, like every other institution. If you suspect foul play, there are leaders in Ogoni Nation. They have senators, they have ministers, they have people everywhere. There are leaders of Ogoni. In academia, they're everywhere. Okay? He's serving the people. Have we been able to get them to put them together as a leader? This money we won at the court. What's happening? See my experience, see my findings. You take it from there. Has he done that? And you begin to raise alarm. They should remove him.
Oh, well, we'll get your thoughts on that situation on Mosop, where the issue has come up there. We hope something gets to be done on it. Like you stated, evidence should be brought in the open, you know, where names are being called.
Whether the money has been released,
okay,
and to who, and where. Then, in misappropriation, how was it misappropriated?
And then,
how was it used?
Yes, and then I think, I don't know if I'm allowed to make this statement that oftentimes, you know, when funds are being released for a particular purpose, you know, probably there should be a committee that oversees affairs like that, monitor funds that have been, just like the president has released funds in Niger State for the reconstruction of this houses for the flood victims. You know, let's not come out tomorrow and hear that.
You saw this evidential.
No, it's not from the president's angle. Fund is not released to an individual. It's released to a committee, just like you said, through processes for that reason. Good. You know, if there can be like a committee that oversees that those funds are being used appropriately for the particular purpose. In that instance, that's what I'm trying to say.
What we are saying, you are talking about Mosop issue. In such arrangement, Mosop should be a member.
No, we're talking about Mosop.
They should be a member.
I'm also referring to when funds, like you said, the first off, Mosop should find out, has those funds been released?
Simple. And to who?
And to who?
And where?
First, on that aspect.
Then you take it from there.
Yes. Now I'm referring to the situation where funds are being released for a particular purpose. We hear cases of people say we did not receive funds for this that has been released by the government to us. I'm just saying in that aspect.
It's not common. That thing, sometimes most of the community leaders will involve like issue of peer money. That's money, they don't leave money secretly. Let off it. Just like this pretend.
So who oversees the monitoring of those funds? That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I refer to this Niger State here.
Mosop went to court. Not most of them went to court.
Yes.
You are giving judgment. So who did they pay the money to? There's no way. You don't ask what did not demand, you did not get it. They went to court. As God will have it, they got judgment. So as mean money, who will be giving the money to? Which is a common sense.
All right, Chief Adiwale, we've had your thoughts on this. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for always, showing up on every episodes of Bola.
And I got to pay.